busy day for the British Horse Society at Hickstead, inviting many of us to lunch, and we've had a wonderful day. The afternoon was the highlight for me, watching the FEI Nations Cup. The German team wiped our face. We're getting used to that in our sport of eventing too. And later on, after their victory, we caught up with them.
Oh, well, it was a wonderful event today, and I was just so pleased with Fibonacci. He jumped 2 spectacular clear rounds. Really, he didn't make a single, not just a jumping fault, but any fault at all. It's a great feeling to not even have the 4th rider have to ride, so it's a big win for us today. We chose for me to be first to go because last year in the Nations Cup I rode first here and rode also double clear. Fibonacci is and I are a really experienced team now, so we don't need as many horses to watch. We can walk the course and know the plan. He's an incredible jumper. He has so much ability and talent. It's just amazing. The feeling is like he's flying when he soars over the fences. But I really feel like we've come together as a team this year, and I hope we have a big future.
And today has been a special day because British Horse Society has invited lots of us from the Hall of Fame, and those of us that are still left standing. But we're going to catch up now with Jane Ross, who's the latest incomer to the Hall of Fame. Through the luxury of being with the BHS Hall of Fame lunch, we were taken out on the course to walk it. And I mean, Jane and I were at the front listening to every word we were told. And boy, that was some track.
That was a very big track. I'm very glad I'm a show rider and I don't have to leave the ground. We were great. We were very ably supported by Philip Miller, who took us around and explained the whole course to us. And God, it's so technical nowadays. I mean, in the days when I was popping the odd fence, it was just literally sit down, kick and enjoy. But now, gosh, that takes some jumping.
It's extraordinary. I mean, they're 160, 1 metre 60, so they're sort of here and here, most of the fences. And I said, nothing would give me the courage to jump a fence this size. And Philip looked at me and he said, nothing would give me the courage to jump your cross-country fences. So it's just a different sort of courage. We don't jump much bigger than that, but they don't fall down. And Philip's happy to jump up there because they do fall down.
Oh, goodness. Well, I take my hat off to both of you because I wouldn't leave the ground in that respect. I'm quite happy having a good old gallop around that gorgeous arena, but I'm not quite so keen to leave the ground anymore.
The horses obviously are the stars of the show, and we've just watched some really, really special horses out there, some very small ones, trying their hearts out. And every day the British Horse Society tries to catch up and get to know one horse.
I'm Zoe Hume. This is Queen's Huntingfield Rebel. She's only 7 years old. She's competed yesterday in the heavyweight hunter class here. She's only a novice. She's also qualified for next year to compete down here. She's a very funny personality, actually. She's very quirky, bless her. She came over from Ireland. I haven't really had her long. I've only had her about 2 years. But I just love her. I think she's amazing.
And this morning we were lucky enough to get in behind the scenes to meet the stable manager, Douglas, and find out a little bit about the logistics, and some logistics they are too, of the stabling at Hickstead.
My team here are responsible for the lorry parking, the stable management and the emergency cover during the show. You're currently looking over 25 acres of stables and lorry parking areas. We have 1,200 national stables, about 200 change over each night, and a further 180 international stables. So behind me you can see the brick stables, which are pretty famous at Hickstead. These were the first stables built by Douglas Bunn when he opened the showground over 50 years ago. And then on top of these we have just over 1,000 temporary national stables, mostly made of wood, hired from LH Woodhouse of Nottingham. And those get put up before the Jumping Derby in June, and they get taken down after the national show at the end of September. We then have the international stables, which were the plastic barn stables, built in 2012 for the London Olympics, still being put to good use, of course, for this week's Nations Cup. You can see behind me the Falcon Feed bedding area. At the beginning of the week, that was full. To give you an idea of the site management and maintenance that goes on behind the scenes, we have 50 350-litre skips that get emptied twice a day. We have about 60 taps around the site, which produce over 100,000 litres of water. A good example of some of the water being used would be the washdowns, mainly used by the showing competitors. There's 6 washdowns at the top for people to use. And it's just one of the many things that Hickstead have put in over the last 5 or 6 years to upgrade and improve these stable field facilities.
If you're a member of the British Horse Society, you can get into Hickstead tomorrow free, provided you get to the magazine and get the coupon out from the June issue. Tomorrow is a very special day, so worth coming, the Queen Elizabeth Cup. So goodbye and thank you for watching.
Are we rolling?
Yes.
Hello,
yes.
hello, British Horse Society, and
Richard
I
Davison,
am
very special.
Lucinda's #1 fan, and she's a fantastic person.
Oh, mwah.